Councilman Bol,
Here.
Vice Mayor Gonzalez.
Present.
We have a call.
Thank you. Item 4, consent agenda. All items listed below are considered consent calendar items and may be approved by a single motion unless removed at the request of a council member for further discussion and action. Other items on the agenda may be added to the consent calendar and approved under a single motion. Start with item 4A, consideration of possible action to approve council minutes for July 27, 2026, a work session, July 27, 2026, regular meeting, and a public hearing on July 29, 2026, special meeting. Move on to 4B, consideration of possible action to approve the town of Miami payroll for July 19, 2026 in the amount of $101,201.34. And item C, it's a very important one, consideration and possible action to approve Overdose Awareness Day, August the 31st, 2026. Proclamation that I want to read for all the right reasons. Whereas addiction is devastating disease that knows no boundaries, touching the lives of families and friends across the town of Miami and leaving behind a weight of unimaginable grief. And whereas behind every statistic in a human being, a beloved son, daughter, mother, father, sibling, or friend whose life was stolen on a fatal overdose and whose memory deserves to be honored without stigma or shame. And whereas International Overdose Awareness Day is recognized globally on August 31st to remember those who have lost, to acknowledge the deep sorrow of the families left behind, and to send a clear message to every human life is valuable. And whereas the Sarah K. Foundation works tirelessly within our community to replace silence with support, offer a beacon of hope, and demonstrating that empathy, education, compassion are all most wonderful tools in saving lives. And whereas no family should have to walk the painful journey of loss or the difficult path of recovery alone. By uniting as a community, we can break the chains of stigma, encourage those actively struggling to seek help, and celebrate the incredible strength of those in recovery. Now, therefore, I, Gil Madrid, Mayor of the town of Miami, Arizona, do hereby proclaim August 31, 2026 as the Overdose Awareness Day. We'll go on with item 4D. Consideration and possible action to approve amendment number 1 to the Central Arizona Aging Area Agency. The Senior Center Funding Agreement, contract number 025023. Then 4E is consideration and possible action to approve amendment number 1 to the Central Arizona Aging Area Agency. Senior Center Vehicle Lease Agreement, contract number 0190253. Councilman?
Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve consent agenda items 4A, B, C, D, and E as stated. Second.
Okay, Councilman Sauce made a motion to approve. Councilman Stewart, I believe it was, seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. Item 5, committee reports and general demand. 5A, consideration of possible action to approve the general demands for July 15, 2026 through July 30th, 2026 in the amount of $416,632.06.
Mayor,
Yes.
I'd make a motion to approve committee reports and general demands 5A.
Okay, Councilman Sides made a motion to approve. Councilman Stewart seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Item 6, reports recognition. 6A, town manager report.
Mayor and Council, good afternoon. I don't have a report at this time for various days from last week. I was out of town in a conference, and today we're supporting the office of the town clerk and the meeting, and the time was closed. That's the reason we don't have a report for this time.
Comments?
Yeah, I got a comment on this application for overdose. I put it on my neighborhood lot. It's the anti-drug stuff that comes on a lot.
Good idea.
Appreciate it.
All right, go to item 6B. Mayor, council reports. Item 1 is mayor's. One thing that I have to discuss today is the upcoming Fiesta and Mexican Independence Day, same time. That comes, starts with September the 4th in the evening, 6:30. I believe it's 9:30 for music and dancing at Veterans Park. Food, music, vendors, beer garden. I think that's probably on Saturday. It's going to be 2 days. And the Chihuahua race. On Saturday, it starts at 9 a.m. and it runs through 2 p.m. That's the car show. I'll be out there too. Any other comments from you guys? Councilman Medina, it's all yours.
Anyway, I noticed somebody has removed the quarter deck chains that were around the flagpole. Who did? I don't know who did that, but thank you. That was a very dangerous setup that was put up by a person that memorialized himself. It was put up illegally at the time. Nobody gave anybody permission to put it up, but we let it go. Well, now the shade's not there, I'm concerned about the memorial itself. Tripping heads. I would suggest that that be moved to another location where it can still be seen, but it will be less of a tripping head. So, and that's about all I have. Thank you.
I don't have anything at this time.
Okay, we'll move on. Call to the public. Item 7.
Becky Ramos, 1046 West Frederick.
Oh, hold on a second. I gotta finish reading. Okay, it's a must do.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Call to the public pursuant to Arizona Revised Statute 38-431.01. At this time, members of the public may address the town council on any issue within the council's jurisdiction that is not on the agenda. There is a 3-minute limit for each speaker. The council's response is limited to responding to criticism, asking staff to review a matter commented upon, or asking that a matter be put on a future agenda. Council members are not permitted to discuss or take action on a matter raised during call to the public. Also want to add to that is full decorum. All we want tonight, decorum, both sides. And we want to implement the rules and procedures order of business section 5.9B that says that no one in the council can speak up until all of the people that are going to the call of the public finish and they sit down. And then the council can talk to whatever item they want to talk to according to what's in here. Okay, now you can go.
Becky Ramos, 1046 West Frederick. After attending the special meeting where some of the councilmen wanted to file affidavits to remove Mayor Madrid, I was appalled and find it necessary to share what Councilman Medina refers to as a little bit of history. Only wasn't that long ago. In 2024, when Medina was the mayor, our class of 73 reached out to him concerning the Veterans Day celebration. He told us, quote, "It is my baby and I have it all planned with the parade and barbecue." For several months before the event, I called him to find out what he had planned. He told me he was very busy with politics and would get back with me. I had given him a list of 14 names of deceased veterans whose bricks we wanted made and placed in the memorial. As the days grew closer, he told me if I could have my class go ahead and provide the food for the people of the celebration. So I hurried and contacted all my classmates, and we got together and donated all the food, and not only planned the barbecue, but prepared and served the food that day. On the day of the event, there was no parade, no big celebration. In fact, if not for the people our class invited, there would have only been a handful of people there. Councilman Medina went on to tell everyone that even though Globe, Superior, and every other town were having big events, he liked to keep Miami's low spun. When the time came to place the bricks, we noticed one of the bricks we ordered was missing, and it just happened to be Medina's brother-in-law, who was one of our beloved classmates. When I questioned him about it, he told me there was already a brick in the memorial for him, so he didn't have it made. Our class was honoring all of our deceased classmates who had served our nation. We knew that his brother-in-law had a brick there because he himself had previously told us that. What gave Medina the right to make that decision not to follow our wishes and then keep the money that we paid him to make it? Isn't that theft? And he was the mayor. At the same event, when speaking to the crowd, Medina tried to turn it into a political event. When we tried to stop him, and I apologized to everyone explaining, we were all there, united as a community to honor our hometown veterans. He became angry, and when it was my turn to speak, he grabbed the microphone from my mouth, almost chipping my tooth. He caused such an ugly scene that I had several in attendance come to me to express their disbelief and disgust with him. Even our town manager, Alexis Rivera, apologized to me for the then mayor's behavior. This is just one event, one example when this man, Councilman Medina's behavior was out of line. Why a different set of rules when he was mayor? Was his behavior acceptable? Yet he feels he can ask to have another man removed from his position when he himself has lied, stolen, and abused his power. And isn't the mayor's duty to question the actions of the town manager? Isn't that every council member's duty? That's what you were elected to do. I don't think any one of us can honestly say that these accusations brought against Mayor Madrid should be any reason to remove a good and honest man that has always tried to do the best for our town of Miami. Thank you.
My name is Daniel Oscars. I don't live in the town of Miami. My children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren all go to Miami schools. I've been in the town of Miami multiple times. Most of you I know from one place or another. Some from high school, some from church, some from fighting fires right next to each other. Some from taking and giving Narcan, people that were OD'd in town. Taking old folks that are dying to the hospital. And have been involved in this town a lot. I have a pretty good memory of Miami, okay? I was born here. I may not have lived here. I just lived across the border. That's not my fault. That's your guys' fault. If I had a choice, I'd be on that side. But it didn't happen that way. Anyhow, a couple of different things. I've gotten to know Mayor Madrid. He's probably the least of the people that I know. Out of the last 3 years, I've probably seen more of him than I've seen any of him. And I've seen him on the M project. I've seen him at picnics. I've seen him doing different things. I watched him work to the point that he got sick, okay? I had to tell him to sit down. And I, kind of bad when the guy from the other side of the tracks has to say, hey, Mayor, you sit down. You're going to get sick. He's been right there working with us, okay? And he's always open to suggestions. He's always listened to what we've talked about. We haven't always agreed. We never will. He's empathetic. He's passionate. So am I. So are you. I don't know any of you that aren't that way. Especially when it comes to your town. Especially when it comes to your livelihood. This is your livelihood. Miami fails, you fail. I failed. Anyhow, Mayor Medina, I can just remember one time when you were mayor, and I want to remind you of something. You took and beat on the gavel probably 12 times on me and told the person that they had to sit down. They weren't going to be allowed to talk anymore. I'm sure Gil's wanted to do the same thing, okay? I'm sure that he's not happy all the time, but you guys are getting upset and getting vicious with each other. I don't know what you want to call it. Inner fighting, inner problems. That doesn't solve anything. That doesn't solve anything. Union, politics, people, towns, you can't fight amongst yourselves. You have to stick together. Are you going to make mistakes? Yeah, I make mistakes. I've already made one. I hit the mic. Okay? Everybody makes them every day. Don't think you can ask the Lord for forgiveness and call it good. My 3 minutes are probably up. Getting awful close. Anyhow, gentlemen, please try to take and rescind from fighting with each other and having problems and issues. And, goes on to being good people, okay? Being good people today.
Don Wilson, 626 West Door Mountain Road in Globe. Councilman Medina, you stated in your affidavit that the Miami Class of 73 was expressing hostility. Now, I'm going to make some points here, and I want you to see if there's really any hostility here. Number one, Class of 73 has given out 7 scholarships to Miami High School students totaling about $6,000. Number two, the Class of 73 helped with the installation of the crosses, the stations of the cross, railroad ties were also put in to make it easier and safer for people to climb up that hill. The Class of 73 helped several times with Trashy Thursdays. The class of 73, assisted 2 different times with the cleanup after the big flood that we had here recently. The class of 73 hosted the Veterans Day celebration, and we paid for all of that through funds that we raised for and by our classmates. The class of 73 is also going to renovate the Veterans Memorial with, again, funds that we have raised with our classmates. All this was done by and with the help and leadership and support of our Mayor, Gil Madrid. None of this sounds like hostility to me at all. In your affidavit, Mr. Medina, you stated that the Mayor, Madrid, recruited financial experts and was disappointed when the council did not want these experts to oversee the town manager's business plan. First, it was not the mayor who recruited those experts. Second, what is wrong with professional giving the council free advice about grants for the town? And third, the town manager and the town business plan should be available to not only the council yourselves, but also to the town of Miami. I'm very disturbed about this.
My name is Debbie Chacon Sandoval. I live on 840 West Rose Road. And Medina, I still see that you're using your camera at the town meetings like you do in church. And I have a question for you. Did you have issues with Mayor Madrid before you lost your election? Or is this just something that just came out of the blue? It's a question that you don't have to answer right now, but I am very curious, and I'm sure that I'm not the only one. Also, I have heard that you stated that Mayor Madrid has attack dogs. Look at us all. But we are not attack dogs, we are watchdogs. And I am not a familiar face here in these meetings, but I guarantee you, you will be seeing this face more often. And hearing my words.
Hi, I'm Lillian Phillips. I reside at 928 North Collins Street in Willow, Arizona. I'm a graduate of the class of 72, not 73, but 72. And you may remember my dad. My dad was born and raised in Vallejo, Reyes, and he was a policeman in his career, fireman, and did many positions and retired from the town manager. So I can't talk about my dad. Anyway, he had many years of service to the town. The town of Miami was truly a town that we truly loved. But I'm here just as a reminder that the legal qualifications for office under the Arizona Revised Statute 9-232, a candidate for town council must be a qualified elector who actually resides within the city or town limits and has lived there for at least 1 year before the election. Owning property, paying commercial taxes, or operating a business inside the town does not grant voting or office holding eligibility. If the owner's primary home is outside the municipal boundaries, state law dictates that these residency requirements, meaning local towns, cannot alter or waive them for any business owner. Thank you.
My name is Monica McGoon and I'm from the Sarah K Foundation. Good evening, Mayor Madrid and members of the town council. And thank you for the opportunity to speak with you tonight. On behalf of the Sarah K Foundation, I want to sincerely thank the town of Miami for recognizing Drug Overdose Awareness Day on August 31st, and for taking a stand to bring awareness to an issue that affects families and communities everywhere. For me, this is not just a cause, it's personal. On February 11th, my daughter Sarah lost her life to fentanyl poisoning. She was just 28 years old. Like so many families, we never imagined that one decision that she made could change our lives forever. Losing Sarah was devastating, but out of the grief came a decision to turn our pain into purpose. That's why the Sarah K Foundation was created. Our mission is to put love into action by empowering underserved communities, breaking down stigma, and raising awareness through acts of kindness, community events, and charity contributions inspired by the legacy of Sarah K. And this work is especially important to our rural communities. According to the Arizona Department of Health Services, more than 5 people die every day in Arizona from opioid overdoses. While the United States saw a 21% overall decline in overdose deaths for the 12 months period ending September 2025, Arizona experienced a 17% increase, making it one of only 5 states with rising fatalities. Here in Gila County, the numbers make this crisis very real. In 2023, the latest year for statistics that I have access to, Gila County experienced 36 total overdoses, including 11 deaths. In 2022, there were 48 overdoses and 15 deaths. And in 2021, there were 81 overdoses and 25 deaths. While we are grateful that those numbers have declined here in Gila County, we cannot look at the 51 lives lost simply call that progress. While we are grateful that those are 51 people, 51 families, and 51 stories that ended too soon. And in the rural community, the challenge is even greater. Access to treatment, recovery services, mental health resources, transportation, and support can be more limited. That makes community education, prevention, and having life-saving resources like Narcan available even more important. The Sarah K Foundation works through our committees.
As important as this is, you've brought up all the time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sarah, I'm sorry too, I hate that.
I would like to hear.
It's not in the rule, not part of the code.
The attorney can tell me that. The attorney can tell me that.
I keep saying that there is in law opportunity to continue issues like this. But we have a strong 3-minute here
Yes.
that I've been battling.
No problem.
All right.
Thank you for the proclamation.
The 3 minutes is provided for in the policy. The 3 minutes can be overridden without objection by the entire council, not just by the mayor. So if you ask without objection, if the council wants to allow additional time, that's the council.
You guys good with that? Okay, Sarah. All right.
Addiction does not make someone a bad person. People struggling with substance use, compassion, resources, treatment, and support. And families who have lost someone deserve compassion too. On August 31st, we remember their names, their smiles, their dreams, and the people who love them. Because behind every overdose overdose statistic is a person. And behind every person is a family. For our family, honoring Sarah means trying to make a difference. We cannot change what happened to Sarah, but we can change what happens next. We can educate, carry Narcan, use Dexteravax to dispose of opioids, talk openly about addiction and mental health issues, and choose compassion over judgment. It is more important than a piece of paper. It communicates a commitment to remember to educate, reduce stigma, and to work together as a community, prevent another family from experiencing a heartbreaking loss. Sarah's life matters. Every life matters. Thank you to the town of Miami for helping us keep the conversation going and this standing with families affected by overdose. And as we say at the Sarah K Foundation, be a voice, not a victim. Together we can stop overdose deaths.
Thank you.
Mayor Madrid, council, and guests. Noreen Prater, 1338 West Turner Street, a proud member of the Miami class of 1972. Affidavits from Councilman Angel Medina and Don Ryman are serious accusations directed to Mayor Madrid and not established facts. Not signed on the affidavits are Councilman Stewart and Town Manager Alexis Rivera. These affidavits not signed until after the July 21st, 2026 election. Mayor Madrid should not be removed from mayor because of disagreements or politics. If there is real wrongdoing, it should be proven with facts. Mayor Madrid, I repeat, should not be removed from mayor because of disagreements or politics. If there is real wrongdoing, it should be proven with facts. The town of Miami's own bylaws rules says voters elect the council. Council selected Mayor Madrid, and council should focus on solving problems, not conflicts. There should be no need for one last political battle on your way out the door. The voters should be respected, and their message is clear. Good luck and goodbye.
My name is Jolie Stannard, and I live at 5420 East Canal Canyon Road, Lowe. I realize I don't live in the city limits, but I do live in what used to be called Bechtel Tract. And you guys own the lift station there, so what you guys do does affect some of us that live in other areas. And I'd like you to know that when I had some issues, Mayor Madrid was the only person that would meet with me out of all of you guys. And he couldn't help me, but he could listen. And he at least, said, these are avenues you have, but at least he listened. And a lot of you guys didn't even bother to do that with the people of Bechtel Tract. Thank you.
Very good, very good.
My name is Don Holliker. I live at 890 Nugget Drive in Globe. I'm a member of the Miami class of 1972. There have been several of 72 and 73 are well represented here. The ones of us that don't live here, we have long history with Miami. I'm here to support Mayor Madrid against this effort to remove him. I've read both the affidavits, and let's face it, they're made by lame-duck members. This looks like solid waste to me. Mr. Medina in his affidavit mentions obsessions. I want a mayor obsessed with trying to make Miami a better place to live and work. I have read the strategic plan, and I think it's worth the effort. think it's, it's ambitious, but I think it's worth the effort to improve things around Miami. He also accuses the mayor of being emotional. Now, I've been to, this is my fourth council meeting I've attended, and the 3 others. The only council member I've ever seen in those 3 meetings be emotional is Mr. Medina. It was not anybody else, not the mayor, only him. He then accuses the mayor of being domineering. Again, I have not witnessed this in any meetings. Towards the end of the affidavit, he mentions the class of 73 by name, which we all know now, and complains of their hostility. The mayor's not responsible for that, their hostility, if you say that. The class of 73 is passionate, they're enthusiastic, they're maybe overzealous at times. That's not on the mayor at all. He's not their puppet master. They just support what he does. And I'd like to give a shout out to the class of 73 for the outstanding job they did at the Veterans Day celebrations last year. In the planning and organizing and running of it, it's going to be long remembered as a highlight in the history of Miami. It really is. So we go from his accusations of domineering to Mr. Ryman's affidavit, where his charges are mostly on differences of opinion on how things are run, but he's saying he has a lack of control. So if it wanders together, it sounds like they're both throwing mud and hoping something sticks to the wall. Both these affidavits are obvious attempts to do an end run around the will of the Miami voters by lashing out at a mayor they have disagreements with. I urge the council to do what the voters have asked for by who they voted for and retain their guilt.
Chuck Broder, 525 West Sullivan, Miami, Arizona. I wish to express the opposite. I wish to express support for the councilmen that have turned in the affidavits, and because the mayor's actions and the lack of action of the council and social clubs, including Class 73, have caused a negative impression of Miami. Negative comments are not helping bring business to Miami. No council members have defended Miami, especially when Mr. Huerta gets up and makes accusations, and he says he's from the class of 73, and that he represents them, and that he has made accusations, and none of the council has gotten up. It gives a negative impression of what he says. And none of the council has gotten up and said, there are things that have been done. Things including the pool, balanced budget for the first time in many years, rebuild the parks, rebuild the Keystone Stairs, presently the cooling in the police department, and the future, the redo of the senior center, parking lot, and much more. Mayor has allowed and encouraged negativism by people, including Mr. Huerta, asking that he get more time so he can make his negative comments. That's wrong. It should have been 3 minutes, and that should have all it should have been. And I saw him go up to 10 minutes. The council does not respond to criticism made by these individuals. You have the right during the call of the public, at the end of the call of the public, you have the right to defend it. And if you want people coming here, businesses coming here to Miami, you better defend it. Negative people, individuals claim association with groups, but when these groups are challenged and asked, does this person represent you? They say, oh no, he's one of our wild members. He doesn't belong here, he doesn't really represent us. But they won't speak out publicly and say the man does not represent what we say. So it just encourages the man to say the things that he said. And he has said things that has very much upset me, including that my wife and I are carpetbaggers, and that my wife's integrity is in question. And any of you who know my wife know that her integrity is the greatest of anyone in this room.
I bet they give it my wife.
Well, same.
Hey,
Okay, but moving on.
that's it. Time's up.
That's it.
Time's up.
Is time up?
Time's up.
Until council members and group members start standing up. See, you have a job if you're not saying what he wants to hear.
That's enough. Come on, guys. Chuck, that's enough.
Thank you.
Mayor, Council, my name is Casey Zergoza. I have two businesses in Miami and two properties in Miami, so I've been here my whole life. I've invested in this town, and I'm not here to bash Mr. Medina, I'm not here to bash you or anybody else on the council. I'm just here to say that this isn't getting us anywhere. This isn't doing anything for the town, that's blaming each other for everything. You know, we elected, and that's all there is to it. But I think that if anybody wants to support the town, I haven't seen anybody in my shop. You know, I can make you a sandwich, I can sell you a yellow shirt at another shop, but if you're gonna say you're supporting small businesses, then you need to do that. And it doesn't do any good. We're just splitting up the town. We've got people here for this, and people here for that, and it's not doing any of us any good.
My name is Brenda Morrison. I live at 5969 South Morrow Avenue in Miami. I just wanted to say I'm a very proud member of the class of 1973. I was born in the area. I was raised here. I love this town. I always have, I always will. I got married and left. I spent 50 years trying to get back, and I finally made it. So that is a good thing. But it breaks my heart to see the dissension. I just think that everybody needs to work together and for the town and the citizens. Thank you.
Richard Ward, class of 73. You're the reason I'm here. Nobody was saying anything. You guys had a blank check. And you guys weren't doing a damn thing. That's why I showed up. And you know why you guys don't question me? Because you know it's the truth and you can't question me. I've said a lot of things up here. A lot of things against you. But that's because I heard and I saw. And you know what? I was so confident, I even printed it on social media and the paper. And none of your responses made any sense to me. None of you. None of you that responded. You even make up words and give that word a definition. You know, and you shouldn't even be doing what you're doing, Medina, at those meetings. Come on. These people pay their taxes. You're wasting it. And then somebody gets so, upset that I'm talking that they ask the police to be here. When have I challenged anybody and been physical with anybody? Never. I've just spoken the truth. And you know what? Give me numbers that I'm causing people not to come here to Miami to do business. Give me numbers. You got numbers? Give them to me. Let's have the facts. And you know what? I think some of you don't like the facts, just like your dear leader. You know, you don't like the facts. And when I bring up the facts, that really gets you upset because you can't come back at me. None of you have come to me and told me, hey, stay after the meeting. I want to prove that you were wrong with what you said just now. None of you. I'm waiting here. I'm waiting for you to come and tell me I was wrong. Now, I'm here to talk to you, but I'm telling you, you guys caused me to come up here from Gilbert. I saw what was happening. I said what I saw. None of you guys challenged me. All you did was call me names. That's not going to cut it. That's not going to stop me from coming back. I'm going to come back and come back and come back. And I'm going to make sure some of you never sit in that dais again. Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council. I'm going to change the subject here. This has two items have to do with Rebbe. And I'm glad our attorney is here because this is kind of his ballpark. Mount Miami has these contracts with the utilities that supply the services through our town. These franchise agreements that say they're supposed to maintain their, system and whatnot. I'm so sick and tired of Arizona Water that leaks water constantly. We had that leak that went on for months that was flowing down the highway. I couldn't get anything through them. I wrote the Corporation Commission. Bam, we got something done. And then I had the manager chewing me out because I contacted the Corporation Commission. I didn't get a chance today to write a letter, but I'm going to write a letter again because on Reppy, that leak has been going for months. It actually goes off and on for years. The birds love it. But if you look at the street, it is running underneath the street and it is breaking down the roadway. That needs to be taken care of. The second item on Reppy is since a certain drifter from Alaska came into town and got a permit from the county to do dirt work up on county area, we've had more debris and whatnot coming down the roadway. The county did not do any studies. They just wrote him a permit right off the bat. I've asked about this permit. I've asked to see the permit. I've been denied a copy of the permit. What happened to the Freedom of Information Act? They should provide that information to me. I would suggest the citizens that live along Reppy should just get together and file a suit against the county for letting that sort of thing happen because they blew it. They should not have given him a permit to do dirt work out there because he's created a mess. He's changed the water direction. I mean, we're all suffering because of it. Thank you.
Pat Ronalds, 1046 West Frederick. I'm going to read a speech that one of our good friends of mine was saying, but we didn't want to get really down. Anyway, Council Medina, you stated in our affidavit that the town manager was chastised by the mayor. He wasn't chastised. He merely asked him a question about it, but you don't have to nod and do anything you want to do, but I want you to know that it was just a question. Let me explain, like you tell me. It was just a question, and you should be able to ask the town manager about certain projects, and should all of you ask. That you don't really want to know. You believe what you want to believe. Second, you stated that the town manager's financial status of the town was out of the red. And I'd like to know how you know this. When we know that it's 3 to 5 years or 2 to 3 years since the audit would be taken of being out of the red. They stated that many times, one time they were further back. Last couple of weeks ago, they told us it was 3 to 5. How do you know what's out of the red? I don't know. It's a question. You leave us wondering all the time about those things. You stressed that the mayor was emotional. He's not emotional, he's passionate. He's passionate about this town. And I would like to remind the council, Medina, that when you were the mayor, you used to be able, just like they said, you used to hit that thing and hit that thing and hit that thing. And you agreed, okay. So we can leave that one out because you agreed that you were very bad. But nobody seemed to care then. Your other councilmen didn't seem to think that was too bad. I mean, would we rate some of the even citizens? Well, are you denied it last couple of weeks ago? You didn't tell me something bad, like you told me to get, watch out, I won't say. You remember that? Okay, good. That wasn't nice. That wasn't nice. Okay, you agree with that one, so we'll leave that one out. I'm gonna lose my place now. But I want you to know something. I'm going directly to this. We have videos of the court, you denied, so the heck you're gonna show those videos or whatever. Councilman Medina, you stated that in your affidavit, Mayor Madrid told Carolyn Roder to shut up.
Look at that video, okay? You look at it really, really closely. He never once said shut up. So that's a lie. And you put this in your affidavit. And if you put that in your affidavit, a lie in your affidavit, then that affidavit should be no good. Thank you. Thank you.
My name is Joe Sanchez. I live at 354 South Adonis Avenue, Miami. And I always emphasize to this council and the members of the council, some of them more than others, that the way we have to do things with as what the law says that we can do. And that's the only way that this council can operate. We can do our own, vote for this and vote for that, as long as it coincides with local laws, county laws, state laws, federal laws. We're all held under that umbrella. And I'm just gonna comment on one thing that I know actually happened. I've heard some comments here about a councilman that is not a resident of the town of Miami. So, and that was taken to the Superior Court in Gold, Arizona by a couple of sitting councilmen at that time. And I attended that meeting, and that's the way the process goes. If you have a question about it, you follow the procedure. And so that went to the council, to the court, and I sat in on that meeting, and the people that were denying or presenting the fact that the councilman did not live within the town. And each side got to present their arguments, and at the end of the discussion, the judge ruled that the people that were presenting did not have enough evidence, according to the law, to support what the councilman indeed was saying his primary residence was. And that was following the law and the process. That's all I have. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. We'll go on to item 8. Unfinished business. So, item 9. New business. Item 9A, information and discussion only, progress report regarding the emergency water program, EWP project. Patrick Bluff and Brian Johnson, Wilson Company.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Town Council. I want to give you an update on our progress. Let me send a request to share my screen. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Let me know when you can see.
We can see.
Okay, so this area is upstream of Latham, and this is the progress as of Friday morning. As I zoom in, where these construction workers are standing, these are going to be gave in baskets, which are like fenced in rock erosion protection. The limits of these improvements go to this back section here. And as you can see, they dug out quite a bit, and they're filling it back with rock that doesn't erode on Latham, and they're also making this conveyance a lot larger as they excavate out. They also put some holes in the wall as a temporary measure. We are going to put a culvert here. We are just waiting until we know the monsoon is over, because that's a lot of concrete work, and obviously you don't want it raining while you got forms and concrete curing. As of right now, they're thinking that might be September 12th, but it could happen sooner, depending on the weather reports. One thing that they did additionally is they added some blocks along the maintenance road to keep flow from eroding the new maintenance road and flow from entering this garage area, so it kind of redirects it down the street. So that's where we are on Latham. They have about 3 more weeks of construction. One of the things that we're going to do either tomorrow or Wednesday was scheduled. They were going to grout this, so they're going to pour concrete over it. Makes it a lot less, more stable and convey more flows. So that's what we're doing on Latham. So while they were working on Latham, we went ahead and finished our design on Adonis, the Adonis Basin. Here's kind of the concept of what we're going to do. Just to let everyone know, when this overtopped in October, the top of the dam eroded 1.5 feet. So that's why we're going in, we're putting in the top of the dam again. And we're providing an improved outlet for flows, so they don't overtop to come down into the design channel. And this will be grouted riprap as well, because what happened after the October storms is there was a lot of rock in here that just was washed away with high velocities and went further downstream. We're doing an inlet control structure, so this would be a concrete pad that juts out from the dam, and it provides a way for people to get in, access, and clean this out. This is an inverted 6-foot pipe. And what it does is it'll let flow through, and it's trying to prevent sediments from getting into the storm drain. We're also going to be designing, there's 2 channels that come in. We're designing additional grouted riprap so it doesn't erode. And we're improving the access road for them to come in. So these plans we are hoping to submit to NRCS tomorrow for their review. And they said they could review it by the end of this week and provide any comments so that we can get this one scheduled as the next area. So, while we're finishing this one, we're just dealing with some last minute comments. We're moving on to what we're calling Bloody Tanks Phase 2. And we have kind of the concept outlined. We're starting to work on bring the plans together. There's some walls along Bloody Tanks Wash that are damaged. There was some that fell over after the October storms. There's some areas where there is no fence along Bloody Tanks. We're going to propose a new flood wall, which is about 3 feet high. It's a ADOT Jersey barrier that they anchor into the top of the bank, and then they grout it so it's waterproof. And some of the other things we're going to do is, Forest Avenue, after any rain, kind of erodes downstream. So we're going to put in some erosion protection so that it doesn't do that downstream. And there's a lot of flat gates along, as flow comes in off of 60 into Bloody Tanks, we're gonna put flap gates on those so that flow from Bloody Tanks can't jump out and flood everything. And when there's excess flow within the roadway, it can get into Bloody Tanks. And then another thing that we're proposing to do is, as you know, there's a sanitary manhole just upstream of 60, and there's some concrete slab that kind of protects the sanitary line. We're gonna bolster that up and anchor it, and we're gonna add a cutoff wall. And what this does is not only protects the sewer, but it kind of directs lower flows into one cell of the US 60 box. And the thinking of that is, you get more concentrated flow through the box so that you have higher velocities and sediments don't deposit in here as much. I mean, it still will, but we control it better and hopefully get more longer design life before we have to go in and clean out the US 60 bridge. And some other things we're doing, this is kind of what the Jersey barriers will look like. And they're anchored in the top of the wall. They're grouted. And Tiffany uses this quite a bit up in Flagstaff after their floods, and they're waterproof. They even use them as an interim improvement. We're also going to clean out some of the sediment in the upper section of Bloody Tanks. We're going to improve the bank, because the bank on this section here is not really defined, so flow kind of breaks out. So it's going to protect all these people, and it's also going to keep that flow from spreading out, because once that flow spreads out, the velocities go down and the sediments start dropping out. We just want to keep it, going through the town with that sediment, so it reduces on maintenance. And we just are doing the concepts now. It's probably going to be 2 or 3 weeks of design before we can submit this one to the NRCS for review. And then we're going to look at going back to Latham and doing some improvements further upstream. So we want, if you see this picture, we want to go another 500 feet up and do these kind of improvements with the drop structures and the bigger rock, because this whole area is a bowl. All the flow's coming to this location. So anything we can do to prevent it from eroding is only going to help everyone downstream. And then once we're done with this phase here, we're going to move on to smelter. Now, as of right now, the EWP contract ends October 24th. We're going to file an extension. We've been coordinating with NRCS, and they said we can start putting together the extension mid to late August. So we're going to start talking to them about what needs to be done to do that. We meet with them every week, as well as we meet with Tiffany out at the site. We have our own construction inspector that's verifying their quantities, and we have to put together a quality assurance plan to submit to NRCS for things that we'll look at, while they're constructing. Whenever they construct anything concrete, our inspector has to be out there the entire time and making sure all the tests are done and all the quantities are verified. And so that first starts with when they do this grouting. If they're doing it this Wednesday, our inspector will be out there, but he's out there every Friday as well. And especially once we move on to Adonis, there's a lot more concrete that's involved at that location. So that's the update. We're making a lot of progress. I feel, when I was out there Friday, they already had removed 100 trucks of dirt. So that today at that site. So you can see this was the natural ground, right about here. And you can see how much they've excavated out. And yet still have a lot more to do in this area. On Latham.
How long did you, think it's gonna take to finish up?
Excuse me, how long will it take to finish up Latham?
Yeah.
They're shooting to be done the 22nd, and they're putting together their cost estimate for Adonis to get it before council. I think they want to get it to you guys August 25th and then start on Adonis the 26th. I think that was what they said as of last Friday. You know, schedules can change. If they get hit with the monsoon storm, they could set them back a day depending on how bad it is. This area got hit pretty bad. And it was funny because in all of Gila County there was a 15% chance of rain, and yet Latham got hit pretty bad about 2 weeks ago, and that set them back a little bit. But since that time, they've been dry, so that's always helpful. So that was the schedule as of Friday. But if they do get hit, it only sets it back a day or two at most. So, and we get updates every Friday, so I can, and Alexis is in those meetings as well, so he's always in the know when we plan to complete. So that's the next thing I'd be looking for, and we definitely got to get it on the agenda for the, I believe it's, would be August 24th, right? That's the next town council meeting.
Yes. Any questions?
So that's Tiffany's goal, is to get that in front of you guys. So the last thing they want to do is have their crews without any work. So they want to move from this right into Adonis and just keep on trucking. And that's what we're trying to do, is get these designs done. There's a whole process with the design. We have to do a maintenance plan. We have to do a design report. We have to do special provisions and get that reviewed and approved by NRCS, which they've been great. Working with them, they're not delaying in the reviews. They asked us when the next big mill is, and they plan their calendars around it. Because they're understaffed, but they realize the importance. So this is getting top priority in the reviews, which has been great. They've been getting the reviews done within a week, which with them being understaffed, to me is just awesome. So I can't rave about working with NRCS enough on this project, and just hoping that we get the extension. But we'll know more going forward as we start that process.
When will you know if you get the extension?
I would say we're going to start. We're going to talk with them. We start on putting all the paperwork together in late August, and we're coordinating beforehand. They'll review it, and working with the state NRCS office to give us feedback on things that we need to put on those forms and any kind of corrections, and then they submit it to the federal. But I think when they do that, you typically have a good idea. They can informally say, well, we think we've got a really good chance here. And they've said that all along. But we'll know more once we get into the process.
It's encouraging. I got a question. Where and why did that wall collapse? Did you dig up the sediment around it and it just fell in? What happened?
I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear that.
Where and when did that wall collapse? Did you hear that?
No. What were we doing with the sediment?
No walls collapse. Nothing collapsed.
You just said a wall collapsed in the bloody tank.
A wall collapsed?
I didn't hear you say a wall collapsed on bloody tanks.
No, we put it in these heavy concrete walls.
What Patrick's talking about is your areas through town where you're channelized and your walls are coming apart.
That's what he's talking about collapse. The area-
Oh, yeah, Bloody Tanks, yes.
The area that the walls are missing, that's what they're looking to do. They're looking to patch those back together. Get yourself, when you have a nice even conveyance from one end of the channel to the other. Get your
Exactly the right area with that.
I believe it's right here at Keystone. You're gonna jump the wall into the Keystone, and as you work your way through, there's some other areas that, walls are all crumbling. The Keystone Senior Center's here at Keystone. The area across the street from Keystone, that whole corner is out. The area on the north side of that, so both sides of that bridge are gonna need some repair to make sure that it gets all the water under the bridge and not up on the streets.
So you're saying removing the sediment made the wall collapse?
No,
No.
that was the emergency on October 12th. Those two walls collapsed because of the velocity of the water and the pressure of the water.
So if we do an extension, is it gonna cost the town of Miami more money?
Not necessary. Because we had the funding.
Contract for a certain time.
Yeah, we have the funding.
Right.
Yeah.
So you-
We're extending it.
Here's the damaged wall by Keystone on the south side. So we're gonna, probably Mike can talk about it better. He's gonna saw cut and, improve the wall section here. I can find another one for you. Here's another section of wall just downstream of Keystone. These two, this is actually two parcels owned by Miami. And you can see there's a wall section missing here, so we're gonna probably cut that down and anchor in a new wall. And there's a lot of areas like this, or by the pool or the park, there's no wall at all above the top of the wash, so that's not contained. So all these improvements will help. And then here's another where I'm talking about the road flow getting into the wash. This is at Keystone, where this flow is coming upstream from Latham when you have that big inlet west of the 60, and all the flow comes down through here. So if we put a flat gate in here, what that does is it won't let flow from Bloody Tanks like it did before it go up and start spilling out and getting out of the 60. But yet flow from this box will get into the wash. It's just another added protection measure.
Okay.
Everybody else, go ahead.
Mike, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
I see the end of August, you have on your calendar overlapping, Latham and Adonis. You're gonna
Yeah,
have two
so-
different crews.
No, what we're doing, sir, is right now we're pacing through. We, about 30% along with Latham at this point. So we just received 90% plans. We're turning together 90% GAP for you folks right now. Going into next week, we receive the NRCS comments on the 90s, we turn into 100s. And at that point, we convert the GAP to you guys for the 100%. Going in at that time, I've got a section timeframe of Latham that I'm going to pull out of there. I'm not comfortable at all pulling a 9-foot section out of that wall on Latham with the event still coming through and opening up the whole lower section of the community to flows. So you'll see that we're going to move up to Adonis. We're going to take care of that work on Adonis. And then once we're comfortable that the monsoon seasons have settled down, and I've got about 9 or 10 days, we're going to go back into Latham. We're going to take that section of wall out, put the 36-inch pipe in, put all the drop structures. But so that everybody knows, I need to make sure that me and my staff are completely confident that we have a long enough stretch of dry that we're not putting anybody on Latham at risk. And I want everybody to know that you guys are the first thing we think about when we're out there doing this. So you're going to see a gap. We're going to drop into Adonis and run through there as quickly, sir, as work is released. I'll get as many bodies here. I'm still running 135 guys here in the valley right now at this time. So as the work, if things hit more and Patrick can get more jobs going earlier, we're going to jump on it. Just for everybody to know, right now I'm running about 40 cents on the dollar on your total projects. So we're trying to get as much of this work done As the question was asked about the funding, we are beating all of the cost estimates. And we are looking to get you guys absolutely as much done as we can for the dollar amount that is agreed to. So, like I always laughed at you, I'm gonna get all your money, but I'm gonna have you get a whole bunch of things out of it. So, but that's what we're striving for. So, as you guys know, we got bloody tanks, we got the phase 1 area through. Right now, it's in survey, or making sure that I got everything out of survey that I can. If I gotta change anything, we'll drop back in. We're running real well in Latham, and I've got a whole bunch of body point here. If you guys can tell through all the rains, we've got ready, Keystone, all of the scuppers are cleaned out. You're not running the truck out anymore, pumping water out of the street. Everything is taking water, and it's going into the channel that it's working for. So your guys' money is being well spent. We're getting an excellent return on it, and you will have a very nice project once we're up and out.
Thank you.
Mike, as a matter of curiosity, people have been asking me if the sand and the dirt are reporting to the same area. You hauled it off, and where is that area at?
Right now, we're taking everything up to JB Trucking. Mr. Stratton up there has a permit that's taking, I think he's good for almost 500,000 cubic yards of what he's trying to do up on top, so.
On the side of the hill?
Yeah, he's got 4 locations up there where he's at. He's wanting to expand his business some more, so to expand his business, he needs a little bit more territory. So it worked out really well for what's going on. He's a free source, so all that's costing us right now is to truck up and knock it down on that side. So it's a very good cost savings to the community.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? We'll move on, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 9B, presentation only. Presentation and distribution of the Cobra Valley Independence Day Parade Awards and Judges' Choice winner, Gila County Public Safety Memorial Association. That you, Jesse?
That's me. Mayor and council, I'm here for tonight, because that means we had another successful Independence Day celebration here in town of Miami. So, we successfully moved the celebration to Miami in 2019, I believe. And, Councilman Medina, I think you were mayor at the time, having trouble with other places, and we called and said, hey, what do you think about that? He said, bring it over here. And so, Miami's been a great place to have Independence Day ever since, especially downtown area here. So very grateful for that, and all of the support, the help, the partnership with the town. Mayor was on site for the opening ceremonies, Councilman Dino was in there, Vice Mayor was in the parade. Town Manager Alexis was out there cooking hot dogs and hamburgers, Christina was out there helping out. Josh really saved the day for us this year. The year before, Alexis and I attempted to put up the barriers along the street ourselves. And the parade actually started before we could even finish. And I needed to be there to direct the parade. It was total chaos. Josh's guys, and forgive me, I don't recall their names, but I thanked them and thanked them and thanked them there on strike. And Josh, what was their names?
Cody, Demetrius, Pedro.
Cody, Demetrius, and Pedro. Awesome guys. They were there on a Saturday, on a holiday, taking time, and their work was flawless. And I cannot tell you how enormously grateful I am to them for that. Because of that, things went without a hitch. And Cody actually doubled up. He didn't even need to be there, right? But he came down on his own time on a motorcycle just to check on us. And this is the first year since 2009, we were not able to get any motorcycles to escort the flag through town. And here comes this guy on a motorcycle. And one of our members at the foresight say, hey, would you be willing to do a quick run through town for us? And he said, I'd love to. So he went back home, grabbed his little girl and a friend, and the two of them did motorcycle escort for us this year. It promises of better things to come next year. And just goes to show how awesome Miami has been through this year. So very, very enormously grateful for how everything went and your participation and everything. Before we move on to other stuff, do you have any questions or comments?
Yeah, Jason, don't forget the $500 that was thrown into the pool. 38 kids got rich. Compliments of Capstone Lane.
Nice, that's awesome.
Thank you for coming to the 4th of July.
And thank you so much to you, council member, for doing that. You know, I started doing this when I was 27 years old, I think. Now I'm 44. And I
should have given the bill for
my hands are full now, but I want to thank you for doing something. Right? I wish more people in our community would take initiative. They don't need my permission. They don't need your individual permission, your town's permission, but I wish more people would do things for in our community, Gold, Miami, Ely County, for Independence Day. I really wish they did that. So thank you for stepping up and doing something, especially for the youth in our community.
Gonna be bigger and better next year, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the whole. Any other questions or comments for me before we move forward?
We're good.
Okay, so my treasurer couldn't be here tonight, and she has the checks, but we just want to real quickly, while we're call out anybody, if our winners of this year's parade, our president, that was first place Central Heights Baptist Church. Is anybody here for that? Please, would you step up here? They really went all out. People of the Central Heights Baptist Church really went all out and decorated very, very handsome, patriotic float for the parade. Leon Garlinghouse got second place. Leon's here. Okay, I've been doing the Independence Day parade since 2009. Since 2009, I've been in Garlinghouse on my parade. Third place with the Globe Miami Invisible. Is anybody here representing them tonight? And I also want to give a quick thank you. A really cool feature that has grown out of us is that we have great judges, right? And so we had your very own Chief Fernandez, we have Francine Regovich, and we also have Judge Chambers, who I think has been with us since we started doing this. Ely County Supreme Court Judge Chambers. So this year he took it on himself to innovate. Somebody decided to call it Judge's Choice Award. So he volunteered that number, I forget how much, I think $50. And that went to James Phelps for his 1968 metallic blue Chevelle. So, yeah, so thank you for everybody who participated in the parade. Again, you know, the funds raised benefit the Ely County Public Safety Memorial Association, but we do this because it's American Independence Day. Right? We really don't need any more reasons than that. So thank you all for taking the time to participate in that, and I hope you will be there again next year. I hope more people will be with us. It's hot. I know, because we're in Arizona, but if we were in Massachusetts in 1776, it would be pretty nice to have more. So we can't help that here, but we're in Arizona, but still Independence Day. So anybody out there listening to this, please make an effort to participate in your Christian birthday. So folks, we will get your money to you, I promise. We'll do so privately at Golden Beach Q, and thank you again for being here tonight and participating.
I'm Dave Bell. I grew up in sophomore, graduated in Duncan High School,
which is a very small town, much similar to Miami.
This is my very first
Town council meeting I've ever been to in my life, and I'm kind of getting to be an old man. And I just want to thank everyone for the Fourth of July parade. There's a huge opportunity there to make that a lot bigger. I know my granddaughter loves it. Anytime she throws candy out the car window, it's a good day. So, thank you for everyone, and thank you for having, I appreciate it.
Okay, moving on to 9C. Information, discussion, and possible action. Consideration, possible approval of resolution number 1333, declaring and adopting the results of primary election held on July 21st, 2026. Karen is not here. You take care of that?
I'm taking care of that.
Okay.
Mayor and council, resolution number 1333 is gonna be as follows: the vote candidates, for council, Romana has 170 votes, Rachel Hall, 72 votes, Angel Medina, 55 votes, Dave Moat, 70 votes, John Ryman, 42 votes, John Stedman, 153, Michael Sauce, 126, and Ray Webb, 79. For the one position, the three positions that filled with John Barajas, John Stedman, and Michael Sauce. For the November the 3rd election, Ray Moore and Ray Webb will be participating on that. We want to, mayor and councilors, to approve this resolution.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 1333, declaring and adopting the results of the primary election held on July 21st, 2026.
Second.
Okay. Vice Mayor Gonzalez made a motion to approve. Councilman Stewart seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Uh, 9D, information, discussion, and possible action, consideration of possible approval of resolution number 1332, fixing, levying, and assessing the amount to be raised by the town of Miami upon the assessed valuation of property within the town of Miami, subject to taxation and fixing and determining the property tax rate for fiscal year 2026 to 2027, providing for severability. Alexis.
Mayor and council, this is the final process for the agenda item for July 27 regarding to the taxation. It was presented to the mayor and council. Today, we are here to finalize the process and approve this resolution 1332, where it is a total of 3 cents of $100 assessment and evaluation for the property tax. Basically, different from the last time, it's gonna be a reduction on the valuation of the property tax. That's what we expect tonight to be approved by mayor and council, as presented July 27th. Mayor and council, in section 1, page 2, you can see the information regarding to the cost, how much it's gonna cost. It's actually a reduction of the last assessment of the devaluation of the property tax.
Yes. Alexis, this is the one that we had a public hearing on.
July 26th, that's correct.
Now, so we have a public hearing now, it has to come before council to go.
It's a resolution to be approved.
So I'll make that motion, to approve resolution number 1332, fixing, levying, and assessing an amount to be raised by the town of Miami upon assessed valuation of property within the town of Miami, subject to taxation, fixing and determining the property tax rate for fiscal year 26, 27, for running fiscal year.
Second?
Okay, Vice Mayor, Gonzalez, motion to approve. Councilman Stewart, seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Thank you.
All right, item 9E, information and discussion only, presentation and information regarding the High Desert Humane Society. Sarah Alexander, High Desert Humane Society. Right. Is she leaving? Okay, I guess we'll move on.
Can we table it? Joe, can we table this or can we just move on since she's not here? What do we do?
Either one, it's only on there for discussion, so there's no action item.
So we can just put it back on, we don't have to do anything.
Item 9F, information and discussion and possible action, consideration, possible approval of PHI CARES membership agreement for benefit coverage for the town of Miami employee Terry Brookshire.
Mayor and council, I'm requesting to table this item because our town clerk is the one that familiar with this information. We have more data to present to the mayor and council. I'm requesting at this time to be tabled for the following meeting.
Yeah. I'd like to make a motion to table 9F as stated.
Second?
All right. Councilman Sash made a motion to table. Councilman Stewart seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Thank you.
All right, 9D, Mike Stock. Information, discussion, and possible action, and possible direction to staff to draft the code amendment requiring 2 years of council service before being nominated and elected to the mayor position.
Well, all I got to say is I've been on council now for 5 years. And it's very hard to come on council with no experience at all. You need to learn the system, what you can, you can't do, what you can and cannot say. And I feel like once you've been on council for a couple of years, you can get the gist of what's going on. We don't have a code amendment right now or a code that states that. You can come in off the street and become mayor or vice mayor. So I'm asking the council to approve this so we can draft an amendment that you've got to be on council for a minimum of 2 years before you can take the office of mayor.
I can say something, I agree with you 100%. My first time on council, I got elected, or I was given the position of mayor right off the bat. And I know exactly what you're talking about. I had to do some crash courses down at the league, but I had a lot of support at the league. And I was able to, survive that way. Which reminds me that when you get on console, you will be, provided a class that I highly recommend you attend. Because you're gonna find out all the ins and outs. And one thing I'd like to add is that a lot of people that run for office think they're gonna come in and make changes. I got news for you. We have one council member that could attest to that. He was gonna come in and make changes, it's just as we all did. We're gonna make changes, but one person doesn't control things here. Council, you might convince the council. But this item, we kicked around, Mike, for some time years ago. So that's all we did was kick it around. And then it just kind of faded away. And then when I read it, I thought, man, that's a good idea. We need it bad. So those are my comments. Thank you.
Anybody else? I got a comment. We can move to this one, and then as we go forward, we can look at having the people in Miami, the public, deciding who the mayor is going to be. There's a lot of people doing that in other cities and towns. Why is Miami in a different? I really think that's the place where it should be at the end of the day.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve 9G.
Second.
Okay. Councilman Stewart made a motion to approve. Medina seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it.
Mayor, if I could just explain the process here for council. So what that does is that gives me direction to bring a code amendment back to council, which has to be done by way of ordinance. So there will be additional votes on the issue. But that gives me the direction.
It says it right there.
Hi. 9H, information, discussion, possible action, possible ratification, approving payment to JCH Phoenix Service for lift station pumps. Alexis, we should do a lot of pumping. We can.
Yes, Mayor and Council, since this project was for, it was for the sewer plant. But it's correct what you say, after the storm in September and October, our system has failed. Thank you to Public Works, they continue, but it's already a point that we need to make the infrastructure work in a better, efficient way. And this was an emergency request, an emergency purchase for the wastewater plant. And I pursuing the ratification from the mayor and council on this purpose.
Make comments?
Yeah.
When I was mayor the first time, still worked up at the mine. One of my skills was I was a machinist up there. It was so costly to have these pumps repaired and replaced. that I went and made some investigating, diagnostic, come to find out that they were doing it wrong there at the shop. So at the risk of my job and my supervisor's jobs, we snuck parts into the machine shop. They even made up work orders that was accompanying a loader and a dump truck, saying that this machining went toward those pieces of equipment, when in reality they went to the lift station pumps. And this ungrateful town never did say anything about that, never said thank you or nothing. You're welcome.
Another crooked thing that you've done. Another crooked thing that you've done.
I do have a question. So, this amount that we're requesting is, 46,987, or is that what the amount is?
That's correct, Vice Mayor.
And so, is that coming out of the enterprise fund, Or what section is that?
We're receiving a reimbursement from refund of 100% of this purchase.
So,
We use it from our general fund. We make the payment and then we receive reimbursement from refund.
and what is the liquor loan at right now?
1.9. It's 1.9 and we are probably 65%. Less than 65%.
Any other questions?
Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion for the approval of 9H as stated.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Saab made a motion to approve. Councilman Stewart seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Item 9I. Information and discussion, consideration of possible appointment of the following people to the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Mayor and council, in front of you, you have the 5 candidates for this commission, for the Planning and Zoning Commission. 3 members will be serving 3 years, and the last 2 will be serving 2 years. Terms. They are local residents, mayor and council.
Mayor,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, what you say?
I'm gonna make a motion, for the approval of 9A as stated. 9I, I said it.
I'll second that.
Okay, Councilman Saab made a motion to approve. Councilman Stewart seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Nine J, I asked Karen, while I was on, vacation, visiting son over in California. That I wanted to try to get something on here so I could talk about the lost, hours or days that I had being over there, finding out that I have to decide something in 14 days. I was gonna ask for an extension. But since then, I found out, our lawyer, Joseph Estes, that once I make my decision on which way I want to go, that starts another 14-day scenario, so we don't have to do anything here. I'm happy to do exactly what I understand now. I didn't think I had another 14 days. We're good to go that way. Item 9K, executive session. An executive session pursuant to ARS 38-431.03A1 for discussion of consultation for legal advice with the town attorney and discussion of for consideration of employment, assignment, salary, promotion, demotion, or discipline of town manager elect.
Mayor, I make a motion, we go into executive session.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Saab made a motion to approve. Councilman Stewart seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Guys have it. All of you, will be gone for a little bit. And when we come back up, gonna just talk about call to the council for future agenda item and adjournment, so you decide, hang around. Thank you for being here.
Gentlemen, I just want to say hi, enjoy the meeting and all the comments. Enjoy executive session, we'll catch up on how close later. You bet.
Yes,
73 McCurry Was it? Yeah, I asked her, she was right here, right there.
All good.
Debbie. Was it cool? It was decent. I didn't sweat it. I didn't wear a sweater. Last week we were sweating. That's what we went. I was like, oh my God, she's my senior. She was a little crazy. Caught up though, I didn't get until 9:30. After the rain and everything. All they're gonna do is come and say. Meeting address.
Okay, just you.
Do you think he's gonna get fired? I would bet my life right now. No, they can get back. How did you know? I knew that. So I think that's right. Oh, they were so cute, though. Thank you.
Well, like I said, it is like I said, like tonight right now. Oh, yeah.
They're busting butt. Trish was supposed to go to work today. She texted me, said that the car broke down, and I texted her for some information, and she never messaged me back. I told Alexis, I said, I told her that I would, she lives in Mesa. I said, I told her I would drive down there and go get her. And her dad called. Said he would give her his car, but she said that she don't think she was taking her. I'm like, well, why not? Yeah.
Windsor Church. Yeah, during the week. Yeah. Right. We should go one day. But they did get, I did, that way. And it was like, we didn't get, well, so they got that. But now, they got, right, you know, right. But they, you know, absolutely. But yeah. So they called me and told me that, yeah, they got, now, because now I got to set it up. Oh, you don't have to do.
Yes,
That's a
please.
picture
from her, from me.
Because you would have that type of.
I'll see her tomorrow.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do,
Oh.
We need to get a, my husband calls me.
I didn't even get to work on it.
In November, they said, yeah, they go on. I want to share politics about, I like, yeah, it's.
Yes.
Here, I heard you retired. I heard you retired. What are you doing here? So this guy right here.
And you go talk to the neighbor, can I borrow, my mom's to borrow a cup of sugar? Yeah, that's, yes, that's great. Right. Yeah, that's funny. I'm not trying to do no more, but I did do the other now. See, I want to get it done. She didn't even do like Florida.
I was worried there too, I kept calling.
She got it.
I want to get it done.
I was there when I saw her. She went through. Girl, I want to get my boots off and I it's disgusting. I need exercise. Just do what I do. I mean, right, I lost, okay, I wanted to get into details before, a long time ago. I get whatever you want. Yeah. So I'm like, oh my God, should I get it done? And my brother. That would give the day full, they did, so they were doing the snake thing.
Oh, I seen that.
Yeah.
Location.
That kind of thing.
Not what the character, culture.
I think the class.
Because they still have urban expectations. And most of them, and this is. I think California.
Well, the other day, looking at the hospital, looking at, the lady that came in, because we were down to get, she lived in the caregiver, and if you get up there, move down there, so let's go.
That's their.
I need my.
Yeah, I don't have any, I'm
And so it's, that's where I can show the 260.
I don't think the day to make it. Oh, yeah, Bill's tissue right here. Did you ever pick it? I always wonder.
They're not done yet.
I ate, how many more? Well, I smiled, had a, my daughter, had a big accessory and everything. I'm not sure, probably. Your daughter really did that on. You knocked yourself out. I was like, we?
Rain.
Oh, I thought you said, I thought you said, how do you do it?
No, I wore that shirt on, I wore that shirt on Friday. I did the other shirt.
What shirt, girl?
Hopefully, I'll hear from Sylvia so we can make
Yeah.
What I got was just.
I have totally missed you. They told me they wanted me, her and Sylvia.
Once you get case out, the judge has to go and look at it, and put your hand on the Bible, you're spiritually trying to pressure. He's so like. Well, the insurance company saw. It's gonna take them time. And we just want to sit there and still on the council. So they can that council now. Why that's wrong. That's just have to be rolled in for right, so that can't affect.
How many people study? I gotta be. There's probably like people that are he says. Oh, I love So. It's like the mayor and voting. Right, but right away, what you see happen, right away, voting to pass the other way. I will say this, my mom, when she became mayor, and they put her up there, she did not know, like, I didn't have, I was like, oh my God, but she learned, like, and it's just, the thing is, just like, is if you really care about your town, and you wanna work together, if they see this, they work with them, you have to show, just like, right, the teacher needs guidance. Right, you don't let them fail, you don't want them to fail.
I can survive, I can survive.
Oh, he was the best. I think he didn't want to spare no more. And then I was.
So I mean, that's why our players see this all the time, but I'm counting on this. Yeah.
And I also. Yeah, there's a lot of.
Yeah. Between the two, they can get.
Well, I go one step further.
That should tell us.
That should tell
That should tell them to
us.
bow gracefully.
What do you think of those things they want to as a newspaper writer? What do you think are crazy? They're wild. Me too.
So, do you know someone
So I don't actually.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we were reading some of the things that are there. All states, watch the videos, and it's like, he said, watch the video. And then the second
You guys have done a lot for you.
We don't get a lot of. That's why it's those three council less are.
Go for it, girl.
It's gonna be wonderful.
What did you see from the last?
And they are sort of, married, so I think it's gonna be. I'm hoping to the town.
I think it's embarrassing. So I was, and I will say this, like, the first couple of months, I'd be like, she doesn't even know how to pick the gavel. My mother was very knowledgeable, like, you know what I mean, but you don't learn it overnight, but I feel that this is like, I feel embarrassing. Like, people are like, oh my God, those people.
This is like when that happened. That we brought up, it was all around the state. We were at and we saw it.
That is literally the facts.
So
So the judge, majority of the justice of the peace, he came here when they voted down the Black History Month in East Point. And he was like looking at me, and he was like,
That's right.
very, very disappointed.
And
it went,
watch the video,
it went, yeah.
and when you watch it, they sound like, I'm not saying the words, they sound like racist. That Ryman and even Medina was a Mexican. The way they said it, this sounds political, and they want to take down statues. And we're like, oh my God, are they for reals? What in the world? This is like 2021, and they're still talking like racist.
Instead of
Our town that we grew up in.
No, that's at the work.
Like,
So,
I don't know, because
I
but one on each.
I guess right, I can count.
I can put it into the English.
There you go.
We didn't have to very hard.
We're talking kids, you know? You know what talking kids is?
Yeah.
Simony.
Yeah.
Okay. Talking out. No,
Yeah.
you want to go.
It's like
You want the kids,
that
grandkids.
That's why it's not here.
Yeah, and you have a lot of Carly that we get like, just like that.
Yeah, and my dad was like,
You guys gotta get your hearing checked.
like, you're talking to me, like, because we all talk about it, stuff like me and my brother. and stuff.
Yeah, my mother.
And,
No,
people think
they
that
do that.
I'm
I
down.
can get back.
I never even know.
Not yet.
You know what I mean? So,
No, you
I
were
don't
for,
know, but like,
it goes on.
I never.
In October, 20 years. you can have that job.
Right.
But it is a little bit.
It is. I mean, you know,
Your council, so since we've been here all the time, like, my work is to get irritated.
And you do something here.
Yes, we're in church, he's turning around taking a picture, we're like, what up?
We're in here to pray. What are you doing? So it's embarrassing. What if county diagnosed? What if county decided church to pray on that?
He's not going there to hear him. I mean, not that I'm hiding it, I'm not hiding it, you know what I mean? Yeah, it makes me feel like, I mean, I haven't vision, but it's just kind of like, I did feel because somebody asked me, was that planned? Did you guys plan to go up
Well, a few of us, because we have things that we wanted to say to address.
I think we like planned it out together. Did you guys plan it all together, just a couple of you, right, but the other ones, like,
No, a lot of the rest were just ones I wanted to speak. Like the process, and then they would like, and then she just showed up.
like Holliker, yeah, and she's never, she goes to the senior center, but, she's never gotten them. I think
About a month ago, I came to a meeting with Richard Wortham. But I used to come to meetings all the time when I ran the
used to be the best, right? But
if you guys have. That is the most important thing that they've already protected the rights of speech. Yeah. Keep bringing more people, keep planning it out.
And then you don't like. And they're saying that we're.
Yeah, she said I think.
Still, council meetings, so we're not trying to.
Just go out there really better, but our voices are better.
We're here to express our support for the mayor and what we believe he's trying to do to better the town as far as like the strategic plan and it'll be the town more. That's all we're trying to do. You know, so I mean,
Yeah. Are you?
you've seen the places in my
I'm not trying to be contradicting you.
I'm just saying.
No, if I wouldn't go.
Yes, he's
Tell me
at
a few
events,
events.
just so I can know, the Halloween and the Christmas. Yeah, I've been there in, I was in a wheelchair was the last time that, that's because I was in a wheelchair.
So my mom lives here. That's really sit last year.
He showed up.
He went up. Okay.
He was at the Miami Swanton Christmas. Well, I was told by numerous people. I don't. So I can say this, I am very busy, but I have been.
Oh, yeah.
I broke my knee, I hurt my knee. And literally was in wheelchair, and that was like the last point he went to. But like, music is the hardest, he doesn't go hard, he doesn't get it. I mean, I did not see my Christmas, I'm gonna have to ask Stephanie, because Stephanie's the one that told me, yeah, let's just every year.
he went for the.
Was your mom at Swanton Christmas? That is crazy. I'm gonna ask Stephanie, because Stephanie's the one that told me, because like my feelings have been very weird about that. I don't mean, like there's other events that come around town and Bill goes and yes, Ryan walked over. Angel says he will never. Yeah.
I know, I've heard him say that.
Yes, I'm like, oh my God. But we do put a lot of work in it, but that's what Stephanie told me.
Regardless if it's.
It's beautiful. Oh, I could have done, I love it. I did a breakfast. I was there 2 years ago and they walked away with, I said, how many bikes are they gonna give away?
Oh, no, yeah, last year we had like 70 bikes that we got donated.
I go back to everybody. Oh, remember my cousin David was there? They go to Ramos. This was the last year, the year before. I was talking to David. It was until that, he was there.
Oh, yeah.
And his little grandsons too were around. And they got in there, so they trained.
Oh, yeah.
And they trained, one fell off, so he came back to that. And then you announce, we're gonna give away some presents that can, choom, the heck with the knee, the heck with the knee.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Take care of yourself.
I'm staying.
Okay.
Thank you. I will, I sure will. Thank you. Tina. Oh, she's the main, Tina Gallo. Tina, I can't remember, Price, Tina Gallo, Tina Price, Tina, there's another name because I had to send information to her whenever I was in her information. But she works right here now with Kathy. Yeah, she's being well. I really like. She went to school in class of 1985, she graduated. You graduated. 86, probably 88. I graduated 90. Did you graduate? Was actually. You didn't make the dean's list in high school? No, I never went to high school. You're like, it was after, wait, to high school to school.
That was her best friend too.
He was. He still is, but I'll stop the straight out for a while. Does he get mad? He didn't get mad, but he just needs to be woken up. For the world, guys like that, I'm sorry. I mean, be a good honest person. Be honest, don't lie. You don't want your hair to dry. That's what you're saying. That's your sin. What did you say? Me, someone tell her that.
When Debbie walked in, I said, hey, wait.
No, in trouble. Yeah.
My sister.
I'm gonna be gone in 2 weeks.
She was in 1973 too?
Yes.
Yeah.
She was in my kindergarten class.
Absolutely. Did you chase her?
Hold on, okay, we're sitting down, Indians down, and they asked us a question. When Debbie was smart, and I was dumb as shit, right? And Debbie goes, I want the prize. Who's the principal's name? And Debbie told me, and I want the prize. Because Debbie told me.
Mr. McGuire.
Remember, Deb? The principal, remember you told me that? Kindergarten. You've been my friend ever since. The first day of school.
She got you a prize,
She got me a prize. I always remember her. The first day of school.
That period inspiration
Right
was
there.
making those.
With Miss Baker.
Miss Baker.
Was it the, West Pleasantville was excellent. 4 to 7th
Oh, yeah,
grade.
she's a beautiful girl.
And then we were the first year eighth graders at the high school.
You were fourth grade at the high school?
Oh, yes, Miss Bates was timid.
She was mine too.
Miss Bates was your kindergarten teacher? Oh my.
Maybe. Where were you going now, right? We're doing bigger, her cousin. And we were stopped right there by, Jim's Cookhouse. And I stopped, and I looked to the side, and Miss Fish looked at me.
She's not gonna reach 100 years old.
She would sit like this, huh? With her dresses on, she would sit with her legs open.
You're the same.
Her and Miss Holly.
Pretty good teacher, man. She was like that, man.
Mrs. Three.
Oh, Robbie's mom. Oh, Robbie.
Really? Every Thursday. Your mom in her hair? Oh my God.
Hey, Noreen. Talking about your mom. Okay, remember the picture thing we had? And our cousins came down, right?
Yes.
Ruthie and Dorothy. So we're talking there. Remember their mom?
Yes.
Oh, Frank's wife? Okay. She was talking and she goes, oh man, she goes, does anybody here still remember taking Lisa? I said, of course we do, but her daughter was here. She told me that her mother and mom were friends. And they said, oh, man, if I didn't know that, I couldn't see her daughter. I said, she was right there, you know? And her son was a vendor. So, and they told me that that was, Theo Vita's best friend. They were in school, they were young, you know? And she says, Chita's still there. If you go, you'll still say Chita. No? Yeah, and with an hour after you said that, because we stayed there, some shit, and talking, you know? Damn, I would have liked it. They said, come to talk, but it's good to see her.
Those were the good old days. I remember, oh my gosh, so many good memories. When you were little. You remember that far back?
Vicky, what is that reunion that we have started?
No, October
No, that's Lisa's birthday party.
The 17th of October, birthday party.
A cousin of ours, Lisa.
The multi-year.
She lives in Mesa, but big bunch of
I
house.
think birthday party too. I think.
Oh, no.
His
So what's that?
birthday, his birthday's the next week of
What's
October.
that? What are you guys having for dinner?
We're happy to pop.
Where are you having?
I said, yes, Lorraine. Where I was gonna go is.
Oh, are you hungry? Yes.
I'm happy to be here.
Right?
Let's go ahead and get that shot.
Get a family reunion going, get a family, okay, we'll have cousins that have seen years, so I told them, okay, so, no, they said, we wanna go home, we wanna go for our parents, you know. So I said, okay, we'll do it in Miami, you know, but we'll can't cool off of this, but it's too hot over there. We'll let it cool off, so we're thinking of it, so maybe we're getting started, but there's so many things. Well, but it's a coffee.
He looked like his dad.
Yeah, we'll probably start the, you know, the meet and greet day, you know? And then we'll end at that point. Barbecue, you know?
No, I've been all around the Congress, eleven, or they were in into Papa. He's the one,
Like between you and one that.
What's he got for nachos? I'll put some nachos.
nachos.
Big old super nachos.
I asked second.
Oh, that's the chicken, huh?
Well,
That's
chicken.
good. I like French chicken.
I'm wondering, I'll order two fries. And I'll also bring this. I go there. I'm waiting to get there. That's it, but yeah, and Frank, she's not used.
Come on. My dad would have a fit.
Yeah, if it was 79.
You were right. But don't say no.
What you do with Joe, isn't he?
He was here a second ago.
You can use the restroom.
I guess we could go without it, but. All right.
Mayor, I make a motion to come back from executive session.
Second?
Councilman, Vice Mayor Gonzalez made a motion to come back to the executive session. Councilman Bosch seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Now we jump to item 10 on the agenda. Call to the public or the council, future agenda items.
Mayor? Ready? We're gonna make a future agenda item to call a special session for goals for our town manager.
So would this be a special, would be a work session, correct?
Okay.
And this would be goal setting for the town manager.
You know what I said?
I just want to make sure I got that straight.
We're gonna add in the invitations. And we're gonna add invitations to, for us and,
Yeah.
and this will all be done when Karen gets back.
Anybody else, any comments?
I just want to thank all my friends here that supported me for years. And I hope, yeah, thank you guys. And thank you. And, hope you have a good evening. Be careful out there. Thank you.
I don't have a future agenda item, but I do have a request. And so I would like to see a breakdown, if I could, of the Friday projects. I know you said they started July 27. So I would like to see the roads that are being done and then the future roads for August and September. Each area that's going to be paved, or not paved, but potholed. Yes, so I'd like to see in a report from January 27th until September, what your future plans are for what roads need to be potholed.
Say January?
I think July. Yeah, July 27th until September, these couple of months, what roads we're going to be. Okay. If you could just give me a report on that, you can either email it to me or in my box.
I'd like a copy of that too.
Yeah, 3. I'll take one.
Might as well put it in your report.
Everybody.
Right?
Okay.
Copy the plan.
Okay. Anybody else? All right.
I got a comment. So we won't be having a meeting here. Wanted to say, see you all at the town and cities. And, don't.
There. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay. Massage made a motion to adjourn. Stewart, seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you all. Appreciate it. Justin hanging around us.